Hello and welcome back to the series. Now, it's been a hot minute since the last update, over 3 months to be exact, but I do have some good news for you. The Mood Tracker app, which we have renamed to Emotion Tracker because of ASO and keyword purposes, which I'll record a video on in the future, by the way. The good news is that it's past App Store review and it's ready to be released. And you and I, in this video, at the end, we're going to click this button and release this together. But first, in case you're new here to the series, this is a raw and unscripted video format where I share the behind the scenes look at the team and I trying to make money with apps. So by you watching over our shoulder and seeing the mistakes that we make, hopefully you don't have to make the same mistakes and waste your time. This vlog entry is dated August 9th. All right, so in the last vlog entry, which was approximately 3 months ago, we had gotten to a state where the app was fully built. We had identified a list of bugs and we were fixing them. And we went through several rounds of this to see how long this list is. But also keep in mind that the Mood Tracker app isn't our only priority. We do tons of other Code with Chris stuff, releasing training and content and things like that. This was just part of our daily work. So it took about, I would say, time-wise, if I consolidated it, would have taken a month. And I also went on vacation, and when I got back, I was sick for 2 weeks as well. But that still doesn't account for the 3-month delay. I think that if I am truly honest with myself, the truth is there was probably a lot of fear on my part, which caused the delay. I kept prioritizing my other work over this app. And I think I was fearful of getting rejected. I was fearful that this wouldn't work. I was fearful that I wouldn't get users and wouldn't get downloads and things like that. And so inaction and by prioritizing other work, I would just, it's avoidance, right? It's fear of failure. So what's funny is that when we submitted this app, it passed App Store review on the first try. So in retrospect, there wasn't anything to be afraid of. And so that's why I want to share with you, looking back, I think what I would have done differently just to get to this point. Bear in mind, this is just the beginning of the journey because the app hasn't been even released. This is not the end of the journey. Publishing the app is really the first step, and it took us so long. To be exact, if you look back on vlog number 1 of this series, I think it was probably about a year ago. And to me, that's really embarrassing, actually, because I teach iOS, I educate people and bring beginners into the coding world. And really, it's taken us a year to build something which I don't think is that complicated. It's not because of coding or anything. It's just priorities and fear. I think it still boils down. So if I look back on it, what would I have done differently? Let me bring some visuals so you're not just staring at me talking. So in the beginning, this was something that I really believed in. I had done a little bit of keyword research. The plan was to do organic ASO and get downloads that way. So I identified a few keywords, and this was something that I wanted to use myself. But people change, times change, and I had already identified at that point that momentum was really important. I knew that if the project dragged on, I would lose interest. My priorities would become different. If you work on something, it's going to be much more effective if it's something that you believe in, so you have that momentum and that motivation to get it done pretty quickly. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that although I did some keyword research, I didn't do user research to make sure that this is something that people really needed, right? And that's okay if you don't take a year to do it. My next point is that to get over fear of rejection, you should probably, this is what I'm going to try to do now, is to build a handful of app ideas, like simple ones, really quickly and release them and not care about the result, not care about trying to get users. These are just like practice runs and getting used to that cycle of releasing, just submitting and releasing, right? Get over that fear of doing that. So if this were the case where I would build this in a month, submit it, and treat it as practice for learning purposes, that would have been fine, right? But not taking a year to do this. Another thing you can use to get over fear of failure is to just assume you're going to fail. So at some point for me to submit this app, I got into my head that it's just going to get rejected, right? So in order to move forward, I would have to submit it, right? And if you think you're going to fail anyways, there's going to be less pressure and you're just going to hit submit. I had to get that into my head at one point. And I think in the next app idea, I'm going to do more market research first and come up with my marketing plan first. Because now at this point, when I'm about to release this app, now I'm starting to think about, okay, how am I going to get users? And I think it's a little late. Despite me knowing this from the beginning and saying this, it's so easy to just be like, you know what, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then you just start moving forward. So that was what I did with this app. But now I feel like such a big question mark about getting users and how am I going to market to this. Just starting to think about this now that I can't believe I took all of this time, well, the team and I, right, to get this to the point of launching and then feeling, okay, now we have an even bigger wall to get over. Yeah, because this is where the journey really starts. I think the last lesson that I have is to build something you believe in. Because if that were the case, despite me not having a marketing plan, despite me not getting downloads, despite me not getting users, it wouldn't really matter. Because if it's something that I believe in and something I want to use and something I need myself, then I would be really happy just having this complete and being able to improve my own life with it. So to sum it up, the lessons that I've learned up to this point is that you should do more market research first. Like you can go into Reddit or you can go into WhatsApp or forum groups and just talk to more people. You don't even have to actually talk to people if that's not your thing. You can post messages. Just make sure that what you're building, find a gap, right, between what's available today versus what people need and what people want. Second thing is to get a few apps under your belt without caring about the result, just to get over that fear of rejection. Because I think by the 5th app that you're publishing, you're going to be like, okay, I know this process inside and out, submitting the app, filling out the metadata, privacy manifest, all of this stuff. It becomes really easy. Then you can focus on the execution of the idea rather than all of this process. The third thing is to assume that you're going to get rejected. That's helped me. Just submit it. 80% expecting to just get rejected and have to resubmit it. Because there's so many guidelines, I was afraid that I would get caught up in some little thing that I didn't notice or something that I'd missed. I assumed that would have been the case. And we just have to fix it and resubmit it. Even if you do get rejected, it's really not the end of the world. They tell you what's wrong, you fix it, and you resubmit it, right? So I'm not sure why I was so hung up. And then next thing is have a marketing plan. And last thing is to build something that you would use yourself and that you're excited to bring into reality so that you have the momentum to really get this done quickly. All right, so I hope that was helpful, but let's click on this button together. I just picked all the countries. I'm just going to release this version. Okay, it's done. I will put the link to this app in the description below so you can go and check it out. Please give it a rating. Any rating is great. Any review is great. Even if it's just to say hi, because it's the ratings and reviews that will help this app out. If you go into the settings tab, there will be a button to rate this app. After this, I'm going to formulate a marketing plan and strategy for this app. So that will probably be what the next vlog is about. I'm also going to create some content about the submission process, about ASO, the things that I've learned, App Store optimization, keywords, and things like that. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next vlog.